Hi, Carol here, and welcome to part two of the shadow box. It is so nice to have you here with me. I am using some waffle paper by Stampin' Up, which is no longer available, but I bought lots of it in the clearance, so I use it with mixed media as much as possible. I'm using the silver and the gold to just give this project some texture. And here is my up balloon and the shadow box from Michaels. I'm just taking off the tag that's on the back, and we're going to do it in beads. The reason that I chose the beads for this project, I didn't want to take away from that balloon. So I needed to keep the actual frame of this project. I wanted it bright and cheery, but I didn't want it to overpower the actual painting that's on the inside. So here we come with some Mod Podge and a sponge, and I'm putting it down on the back, and look at the texture you get with that waffle paper. It is wonderful stuff, and it gives you the illusion of having gold foil, and you're just putting it on. Look at that. I absolutely love using this stuff. I keep every little bit of it. It's such a nice medium to use. And then I go over it with the matte Mod Podge, and that way it's secure. And even though you're going to hang this up and this is on the back, I still like to do all of the project, front and back, just in case, when you take it down, and it just looks nice. So I took my heat tool, and I'm going to heat all of this because I want to use some Lindy Stamp Gang sprays on it. So I just took my time and pressed it down so I could get all those wonderful, wonderful lines in there, and look at that. And the rest of that will dry. It feels to the touch that it is dry, but it does have a little bit of time to go, but it's dry enough to add some sprays. So on the inside, when I did that project, if you watched part one, the embossing folder that I used was silver. It was silver and black, and so I wanted to incorporate the sides having silver. So it kind of ran from the bottom of the shadow box, and it went right on up into till you reach the top of it. So I thought this was only fitting to put the waffle paper down, and it looks like metal. It really has a different effect. If you can find any of this, it's good stuff to have for any type of projects. So once again, the Mod Podge is coming out, and I am quickly putting that all around the edges, and it is really nice to run whatever you have on the bottom, run the color up the sides. And like I said, I didn't want anything to really overpower the actual piece that I put inside this shadow box. So I thought that was kind of nice, and I did spray it. So I'm adding my Mod Podge over top. I'm going to dry it, and I put paper towels all the way around my project on my work surface, and it's still got a little bit of mess. You can't help it. Yeah, if you're going to do mixed media, you've got to have a lot of baby wipes around. And so I added a lot of color. The reason why I do that is whatever colors you put underneath, when you move that to shadow, you're going to see those colors. So even though it's a purpley green, it has like a purple, gold, green hue, turquoise. It has it all in there, and you won't believe when you see the finished product how beautiful that shows up. And I used gold paint as well to put over top of all of this. But look at the texture you have from that. This is a baby wipe. I don't want to have a lot of it there, but I want to have enough, that you can see it. Here comes that gold paint, and I am just adding it on all the back over top of the turquoise, just to have the gold illusion on the sides as well. And I didn't know whether this will go out as a gift for a baby's room or it'll go out as a gift for a craft room. So I just wanted to make it kind of neutral. Just adding the colors in there to match the up painting. So I'm going all inside, all the way around, and making sure that that gold is on, the gold paint is on all of it. And really, it took a couple hours to do this, but for a gift project and a mixed media project, it's not a great deal of work. There it is there. And make sure, you know, paper towels are a good thing to have because you're going to use a lot of them on this project. And once again, I always like to take the time to thank my subscribers, and my channel has been growing, and I appreciate that you take the time to watch my projects. Now here is the mixed media part 1 piece. I put it inside just to see the match. See, I'll have the gold. I have 3 layers of color on there, and I need to put down the balloon. That's what I'm doing there. I have gold twine, 3 pieces of it, and then I raised it up with 2 pieces of dimensional tape with that little gold house. There you have it. And I wasn't exactly sure, I'm trying to get it out there. There you can see it. I wasn't exactly sure on the colors, like whether I was going to leave the beads just by themselves or what up until now. So I thought I'll get all the different color beads on there, and it's with Mod Podge. And like I said, I put down a piece of paper towel. I put the color bead on the one paper towel. This was the time consuming. Then I poured it in. Then you got to get rid of that piece of paper towel, go to another piece, because you do not want to contaminate your colors, right? So I go all the way around with Mod Podge and different colors: red, greens, turquoise, gold, silver, yellow. Oh yeah, I was really, yes, using beads. And I thought this was a nice texture to have on the outside of having that big balloon with so much on it. And if you haven't seen part 1, I encourage you to go over and watch it because it is a nice 1 and 2 project to put together. I think you'd enjoy doing it. And this box is from Michael's. It was 60% off, so I got it for a real deal. So here we go. We're just going to keep going around with all those beads. And these micro beads are Martha Stewart's. And I think you get about 24 of them to a package. And you wait to use your coupon. So that's a good deal as well. And I stood up, believe it or not, for most of this project. When I do mixed media, I can't sit down for some reason. I did at the end, but most of the time here I was standing. I like to see down onto my project when I'm working. So I think we've just about got all the colors that I want to use. I have the silver that looks really like a metal, a foam metal on there with that waffle paper. And now I am just adding, I guess, the last little corner. Sorry I didn't have it in the camera. And that big bucket of Mod Podge is from Michael's as well. It's $29.99, and use your 40% coupon and you've got yourself a good deal. So there is, oh, I'm trying to get you so you can see what I'm doing here. Sometimes you lose track, don't you, when you're doing a project of the camera. I have to always note that I look over on the camera to make sure it's exactly where you will be watching it. So I'm rubbing some of the beads on, grabbing my hands so they don't go on the floor, but they did. These beads are all over the place. Yes. But that's the fun of art, isn't it? You know, you have to have a vacuum ready. So there we go. And we are just going to add a little bit more onto the project, and this will be finished. So right up until now, I thought, okay, I have some of these faux beads that I have in the actual balloon that's on the inside. So I got out about 6-7 different colors, took my tacky glue here. This stuff is fabulous. And I'm just putting them all down. Now, when we go on with the project, I don't leave it so it's all sparkly. And I'll tell you why. I wanted the focus to be onto the painting, onto the project on the inside. I did not want too much of the eye to be drawn to the actual frame. So I wanted to keep it pretty dull. Even though you have these beautiful colored beads in real life, it's absolutely stunning. So now we're putting down the painting, and the mixed media piece there, and see how that silver runs up on the silver. And I decided to go with the up theme. Sorry for the pause there. I'm kind of looking at it. Just it does look really pretty. Even though it's my project, I really like it. So here I have the up, and I am grabbing all different kinds of these letters. You know, the letters you get at Michael's. Oh man, I have got a huge container full of all different kinds of letters from collecting them for years. And this is diamonds, and I put up down in the left corner, and then I put it up in red sparkles up on the left hand upper part of that piece, and I went with that. I thought it was kind of nice. But as you see, the P right there on the left hand corner, it does not go with any colors I have on this project, so I had to downplay that. So I end up doing that. I grabbed some crackle paste, and let me see. Oh yes, I put the red down there. That's what I was doing. And then I put the up because I like the font on these letters. So I put one in the lower left, one in the upper right, and then I'll use the crackle paste to tone it down. And yeah, I got out my little wee, let me see. Oh, I'm just showing you here the little pick sticks I use. And I'm just wiping the glue. They're really good for that, and for putting glue on the back of those letters as well. So here you have it. I'm trying to show you how I layered it with the sorry it's going so fast. I think I think I slowed that down on the end. I'm just trying to show you how it's looking because I'm not finished with it. So I'm going around and I'm thinking to myself, I'm showing you the full metal there on the sides, and I took a baby wipe with some of the black gesso, and I'm going around to tone everything down because I didn't want just the white standing up on that. So the black looked really good. Put a little bit on the red, a little bit on the diamonds, and see how that UP down there up is toned down with the black, and it really did look nice. It has the white, the black, the crackle. And when it dries more, like when the beads are dry, I will take my heat tool to it and get it to raise up a little bit. I didn't do it here because I want it to dry, but I'm really happy with this project. I'm really happy that you joined me. Yes, I used almost a whole box of paper, baby wipes cleaning up throughout this whole project, but I want to thank you as always for joining me. You can get this shadow box at Michael's, and it only took the beads, you know, some glue, the waffle paper, and a little bit of the bling, and you have yourself a pretty nice hanging project. And I'll just show you here, and have a blessed day, and thank you as always for joining me.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.